Since its introduction to the Premier League during the 2019-20 season, VAR has been a hot button topic amongst fans, pundits and players alike. Whether you believe that VAR is a help or a hindrance, it seems like it is here to stay for the foreseeable future. Seeing as this will be the case, it begs the question whether the use of VAR has achieved what it is set out to do. In this video, we will look at how VAR has been implemented throughout the league and analyse a number of vital statistics from the 2019-20 season up until the time of recording, the 12th of April 2022, and see what conclusions can be drawn from the evidence presented. Before we look at the data, it is important to understand what exactly VAR is and what it is used for. Video Assistant Referee is a system which is set in place to review decisions made by the on-field referee in real time. Operating under the philosophy of minimal interference, maximum benefit, the VAR system seeks to provide a way for clear and obvious errors and serious missed incidents to be corrected. The Premier League's VAR team, stationed in the video operation room at Stockley Park in London, automatically checks every on-field referee decision falling under the four reviewable categories: goals, penalty decisions, direct red card incidents, and mistaken identity. VAR, however, will not check any yellow card offence or any free kick offence outside of the penalty area. If the VAR does not identify any mistake during the check, this is communicated to the referee. This is called a silent check and requires no further action, usually not causing any delay to the game. At other times, a VAR check may cause the game to be delayed, whilst the VAR ascertains whether or not a possible mistake has occurred. The referee may delay the restart of play for this to occur and indicates an ongoing check by pointing to their ear. Despite all of the permutations of VAR, however, the final decision will lie with the on-field official, and their decision cannot be argued with. According to a 2020 YouGov survey, which polled 1,419 supporters across Great Britain, the results revealed that just 1 in 25 fans believe that VAR has worked very well, whilst 26% of those polled said the opposite, with 23% saying it has worked fairly well, 12% claiming it has worked neither well or badly, and the majority of fans said that VAR had worked fairly badly. The remaining 1% were undecided on their opinion of VAR. When asked where they would rank how well or how badly VAR had worked on a scale from 0 to 10, the most popular assessment was a 3 out of 10, totaling 15% of those surveyed. Only 2% gave VAR in its current form a full 10 out of 10, whereas 10% of fans were at the opposite end of the spectrum, submitting a score of 0 out of 10. The main reason for fans' disillusionment when it comes to VAR is that they feel it makes the game less enjoyable. When asked how much or how less enjoyable has VAR made Premier League matches, 38% claimed games were now a little less enjoyable, whereas 29% feel that games are now a lot less enjoyable. Curiously, however, 19% of those polled claim that they don't feel that VAR has made any difference to how they feel whilst watching a game. So surely with all the negativity surrounding VAR, the majority of fans would be in favour of getting rid of it entirely. That proved not to be the case, as 74% voted to keep VAR in the game, provided that significant changes were made going forward. Only 15% wanted to stop being used entirely, and 8% were happy to keep VAR in its current format. So what would those changes be? The following are the results of 4 separate changes that were put to fans, and how they voted in regards to how strongly they felt about them. 52% strongly support the referee using the pitch side monitors, 49% want to see the video footage that the VAR is watching in real time, 43% want to hear conversations between the on-field referee and VAR, and 42% strongly support putting a time limit on VAR decisions. As of the time of writing, there have been 2 full seasons of VAR in the Premier League, as well as the 29 to 32 games which teams have played thus far this season. ESPN has published in-depth results for every Premier League team during this time, so here is a brief overview of their findings. Looking at the 2019-20 season, VAR overturned 109 decisions, 27 of which led to goals, whereas 56 led to disallowed goals. In regards to penalties, 22 penalties were awarded, 7 were overturned, and 4 retakes were ordered. Looking at goals from open play, 34 were ruled out for offside, and 8 were awarded after an incorrect offside call from the on-field officials. Staying with goals, 14 were ruled out for handball, and 2 were allowed after a wrongful handball call was made. Finally, 9 red cards were awarded, and 3 were overturned following the use of VAR. So who benefited most from VAR that season? It was in fact Brighton, who saw 10 decisions go their way, as opposed to 2 which were overturned, giving them a score of +8, as opposed to Norwich, who only had 2 decisions go their way, as opposed to 9 against, giving them the lowest score of -7. The following season, 2020-21, the number of decisions affected by VAR increased to 128, with 123 of those decisions being overturned. With regards to penalties, 29 were awarded upon review, 12 of which were for handball, and 22 penalties were overturned, as well as 3 retakes being ordered. On the subject of goals, 32 were ruled out for offside, whereas 7 were awarded following an incorrect offside call, 6 were ruled out for handball, and 3 were ruled out as a result of a foul. Finally, in terms of red cards, 17 were awarded and 2 overturned, with 1 given for mistaken identity. It would be Burnley who would benefit the most from VAR that season, with 5 decisions going their way and only 1 against them, giving them a score of +4. Unfortunately for West Bromwich Albion, they would be the ones hurt most by VAR, with only 3 decisions going for them as opposed to the 9 against, giving them an overall score of -6. So going back to the original question, all that data withstanding, has VAR improved the Premier League overall? According to the Premier League themselves, the season before VAR was introduced, the 2018-19 campaign, the correct percentage of key match decisions stood at 82%. With the addition of VAR the following season, that stat rose to 94%. The introduction of VAR has led to the laws of the game being applied more stringently, however, and that is arguably down to the laws of the game being unclear in certain instances such as handballs or offside decisions. Therefore, a complete revamp of the laws are required, and much greater clarity is needed. So to answer the question of whether or not VAR has been a success or not, really depends on your definition of successful. Has the introduction of VAR seen more correct decisions being made? Absolutely, without question. Has the introduction of VAR improved the overall viewing experience? For the majority, the answer is a firm no. However, with a few improvements here and there, such as the efficiency of decisions being made, clearer communication between the officials and fans in attendance, and greater clarification on the laws of the game and how they relate to VAR, then there's every possibility that VAR will be as well received and as integral to the game as the likes of goal line technology have proven to be. At the end of the day, football is subjective, and its interpretations will vary from referee to referee, who ultimately has the final say on any decision. However, having that technology in place to either prove they have made the correct decision, or show them the mistakes they have made, allowing them to learn from these errors, can only lead to a higher quality of officiating going forward, and ultimately a much fairer game for players, fans, and indeed referees. Have your opinions on VAR changed since its introduction to the Premier League? Let us know in the comment section down below. While you're there, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Full Time Football for more great content. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you as always in the next one.